Alright, welcome ladies, gentlemen, and children of the corn to Rats Radio's interview with the special guests here at Senshi-con this year. I, of course, am Pyrofox, and how about you guys go ahead and say your names for all of our fans out there?
Oh, well, I'm Tiedrich, and I draw a comic called Awkward Zombie.
And I'm Tiedrich, and I draw a comic called Awkward Zombie.
This is a crazy coincidence.
Isn't that weird?
It's
I'm
so
actually not. I'm Chuck Huber. I'm a voice actor.
And
I
a
do
liar.
and a liar. Just like Katie.
That's wonderful. I'm so awkward.
At least you're not a zombie.
That's true.
What?
Oh, that just happened.
Awkward
So,
zombie.
we're gonna do
I get it.
what is tradition within Rats Radio interviews and start off with our icebreaker question of what did you want to be when you grew up?
In my second grade book that has like favorite color, favorite food, it said I wanted to be a computer game designer. And you gotta remember, second grade for me was like 78,
Were there
79.
computer games then?
Barely. Commodore 64, I mean like Pong had just come out. I should have pursued that. I'd be so filthy rich right now if I was like computer game designer back then. I also wanted to be an actor. I always wanted to be an actor,
That's awesome.
pretty much.
I wanted to be a paleontologist.
Following the footsteps of all the guys from Jurassic Park and
I have lots of feelings about Jurassic Park, but I won't go into it now because it would take the entire thing. Aside from that, I wanted to be an inventor, which is, I'm currently studying mechanical engineering, so I guess
Oh,
I'm
wonderful.
getting as close to that as possible.
Cool.
That's really cool.
Thank you.
Mine is not that cool.
What are you studying?
I'm studying Japanese.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
a
language or the
language.
culture or the...
Both.
Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah. It's, it's fun. You do what you can, right?
Right. You do what you love. That's what
Yeah.
I say.
Well, I'm getting ready to change. I might go into history instead because I have a passion for history.
History's cool.
History is a lot of fun. So, for the both of you, how did you find yourselves in the world of, voice acting and webcomic design and all of that?
I started in voice acting and anime specifically. I had a friend of mine say, hey, they're having auditions for this anime over at this bank building. And I thought, that sounded weird. And I was like, do you have to open an account to audition? And then I went and auditioned and it was Dragon Ball Z apparently, which was a big deal. And I got the role of Garlic Jr. and then Android 17 and Kibito, and then Yu Yu Hakusho came along and I did Hiei, and from there all the way through today when I'm doing Stein on Soul Eater. So I've been doing it for 11 billion years.
And how about you, Katie?
I've only been doing it for about 70 billion years. I've been drawing comics since I was 5 years old. I've been drawing non-comics since I could hold things and draw with them. Specifically webcomics, I got into sort of haphazardly and by accident. The story I tell is that, well, I was drawing comics just for my friends online, and they were like, hey, these are cool, you should do some more. So I did, and then I started amassing a lot of comics, and my friends were like, hey, you should put these on DeviantArt, so they're all in one place. And I was like, okay, so I did, and then they started gaining ground on DeviantArt, and then everyone on DeviantArt was like, hey, you should make a website. So I did, and now I'm in Alaska, so I don't know what happened.
Yeah. You and I just basically do what people tell us to do.
Yeah.
Go audition, okay.
What else have I got to do, right?
Right.
Shoot. So, what kind of challenges did you have to overcome to kind of get to where you are today?
Every day is a challenge. Every day has challenges in it. I always say that you have to be failing in order to succeed. Like a plane or a boat is failing to get to its destination like 98% of the time. A boat's going, I'm not going where I need to go, but you end up at the right port.
Right.
And that's kind of like anything you want to do. You have to constantly be failing. So I always try to push myself to fail every day. If I'm not failing, then I'm not succeeding.
Right.
Failure is my path to success. And I always encourage people, if you want to do something, don't try to be successful at it. Go fail at it quickly and turn that failure into the next portion of that success. And then when I succeed and I'm at a successful level, I know that means I got to push forward further to some place where I can fail.
Success is just failure at failing.
I failed at. Eventually, you fail at failing, and that's success.
Once you've mastered failing and you can fail failure, then you succeed.
That's brilliant.
I like it.
Yeah. As far as me personally, well, I mean, as someone who works in webcomics, it's kind of a field where it's not curated. You don't really have a boss other than yourself.
Mhm.
So there, like, the hardest thing to overcome is yourself. You have to make sure that you are being a good boss for yourself and not being too lenient or too hard on yourself.
You don't have to work today. Thanks, boss.
I have the best boss ever.
Yeah.
If she says I'm tired, then I get to sleep.
So, you guys both have a lot of fans, and a lot of them look towards you as kind of role models. What kind of advice would you give to your fans that are trying to do what it is you do, to kind of put their names out there in the field?
Fail quickly. Go fail. You want to do something, go do it. Don't wait for permission. A lot of people are waiting for, like, oh, if I go to college and get a degree, that means then I can start doing that thing that it is I want to do. If you want to design, if you want to invent, if you want to voice act, if you want to do whatever, just start it. Just do it right now and be passionate. If you're passionate about it and you love it, that's what you should be doing. And it may transform into something else, and there's little side paths that are things you do to make money so you can keep doing your passion. But eventually what you're passionate about will become your job. You just have to pursue it and not be afraid of failure. Embrace failure.
I tell people pretty much the same thing. If I can give one word of advice, it's always start.
Yes.
Because the saddest thing, I think, is people who want to create something but won't actually do it because they're afraid that, you know, they're not good enough yet. They need to keep, like, practicing in the shadows and not actually showing anybody their work or getting it out there. And that's probably the worst thing you can do for yourself, because you're going to keep getting stuck in that cycle of, like, well, I'm, you know, maybe another year and then I'll be ready. And that adds up. So, you know, you're always going to be the worst at what you do when you start, and then you can improve as you're doing it.
Yep.
So start.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
I definitely like that. So, kind of off of the serious topics for a moment, what is one random fact about you that maybe your fans would not know?
I slept with a stuffed animal all the way through my first year in college.
I'm allergic to soap.
That's a good one.
That's actually true. I was undiagnosed for about 18 years, and then I went to a dermatologist because my skin was always dry and, like, terrible. And he took one look at me and was like, yeah, you have a soap allergy, use this instead.
I didn't know that was a thing.
What's
Yeah.
this instead? Was it like a ball of mud? you
Actually,
rub
the
on
thing
yourself?
he gave me, I was also allergic to.
Okay.
So I'm like 2 steps in now. So I use, like, a nutrient non-soap wash.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
then, like, does goat soap do the same thing, or
I'm sorry, what?
like goat soap?
Goat soap?
Yeah, they have soap, and it's like a derivative of the
Oh,
milk.
sure. Yeah, we make goat soap from
Yep.
our goat milk. Because we have goats.
Do you own goats?
Yeah.
What are their names?
Giselle and Hope.
I like Giselle. That's a good name for a goat.
Giselle's the brown La Mancha, and Hope's the La Mancha Nigerian dwarf mix, I think. Shut up.
I was.
Totally just straight up goated her.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to get goated.
Oh, please, internet, make that a thing. I want to see goat memes all over the internet now.
Yeah, it'll happen.
If you could talk to any of your characters from your webcomics or like characters you've done, who would you who would you talk to, and why would you want to talk to them? I think Chuck's gonna have a hard time with this one.
There's so many of them that I would like to talk to. Probably Kululu from Sergeant Frog, because it's an alien space frog who's an excellent scientist.
I love Kulu.
Yeah, that would be fun. I'd have him give me like experimental ideas or something. And is Dumbledore going to be there the whole time? Sorry.
What?
Dumbledore got lost.
Okay.
Oh, where am I?
Hi.
Hi.
I need more food power.
Tell Harry I said hi. So we're gonna pretend like that didn't happen.
All right.
I totally just noticed Dumbledore was there. I actually thought it was a garden gnome.
So, as far as Senshi-con goes, this is your guys' first time here, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think you'll come back?
Oh, I'm begging to come back. I think it was a freaking fantastic convention.
Yeah, I have loved it.
Yeah.
We loved absolutely having you.
Yeah.
We absolutely loved being here.
Please bring us back.
And that's up to the fans. So if you're watching this video, you guys have got to push for it both on Senshi-con and on Rats Radio, because Rats Radio, of course, will continue to be doing things at Senshi-con. And that wraps up my questions for you guys, unless you had anything you wanted to say to the fans.
The number 7 is awesome.
And I think actually a couple of your fans wanted to hear you do a Stein impression.
Oh, I thought you were talking to Katie. I wanted to hear her Stein impression.
You should totally do a Stein impression.
All right. I guess that'd be like this. It's a
think
kind
so.
of glass, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a Stein.
alright,
Oh, wait,
yeah.
and I'll do an awkward zombie.
Okay.
I need to bathe.
Which way am I going?
Stein. Look at that awkward zombie.
So, Ratters, that does it for our interviews. Of course, make sure that you go to the Senshi-con page and check them all out. Try and get in there next year, because we're going to try and have them back along with a bunch of other people.
That's
and of
right,
course,
more.
my name is Pyrofox, and stay classy until next time.